How do I, 36F, move forward after suddenly finding out I was the other woman / my husband, 44M, cheated on his ex for me? I've been with my husband since 2014. Ever since I met him it's like I found my person. We went from being best friends pretty much straight away to being in a loving relationship, and changing our Facebook statuses. After 3 months, I never had any reason to suspect he wasn't faithful or in a relationship. We lived in a major city at the time and he was always close by and ready to introduce me to his family etc. So like I say, I never had an inclination. In July I got a very strange Instagram message from a lady who told me she'd been with my husband first and 2013 to 2014, and that he cheated on her with me. She asked if I knew and I replied I'd never had any idea. Essentially we worked out I was the other woman for 9 to 10 months. I confronted my husband and he readily admitted he'd cheated but told me I was the best thing that ever happened to him and that he is a different person, he'd never cheat on me. I believe him completely. His 3 hobbies are fishing, driving, and me. He is so engaged and loving and attentive and has always had an open phone / gradually deleted social media over the years, etc. However, I'm plagued by feeling dirty and I can't forgive him for knowingly dragging me into this horrible place, and knowing our relationship was born from cheating makes me feel so small and horrible. I can't look at him the same, and although he's apologized many times and has cautiously suggested therapy, I'm not sure where to go from here. I feel like I would be stupid to throw away the love of my life and an honestly wonderful man over this, but I'm considering a separation at least until I've worked out my own feelings about this. My dad was a serial cheater and I'm having visions of my husband in the future doing the same thing again, even though rationally I know he's also invested this relationship. How do I move forward from here? DL Drive, I was the other woman, it sucks. By cheating on her, he was essentially cheating on you as well. So what's the deal with him saying he would never cheat on you? He has already done it. Furthermore, it didn't happen one time, it went on for 9 to 10 months. He was lying and cheating to both of you and he was good at it, too. You never suspected a thing and the ex obviously found out about it too late. Truth is you don't know this man. He can lie to your face and you would be none the wiser. This is a disturbing thought, realization, considering most cheaters look / act suspicious enough for their partners to at least feel that something is off. But with your husband that is not the case. He has proven that he has the ability to deceive people without remorse or guilt and not even sweat about it. How can you trust him or feel safe around this man again? This will take a great deal of work to get past, and you definitely need the help of a professional to make him reveal his true colors so that you can finally see who this man really is and then decide whether you want to spend your life with him or not. He didn't cheat on his ex for you, he cheated on both of you. How is it he changed his FB status after 3 months without the GF knowing? Did he explain why he continued the relationship with her while being with you for that long? While I don't agree with it, if the overlap was a month or 2 it would make a bit more sense, but he did this for almost a year. Can he explain why? How, exactly, was he also not cheating on you for the first 9 to 10 months as well? Beyond the fact that he already did cheat on you during the honeymoon period when you thought you found an incredible guy, what really stands out to me about this is the 9 to 10 month timeline that you were the mistress. 9 to 10 months of him keeping up the charade with both of you, convincing his previous partner that he still loved her, that she was special to him, that their relationship was real, and at least several months of him being official with you while also maintaining the relationship with her. If you were so incredible to him, why did it take him nearly a year to break it off with her? What was the point? I can only look at it from a cynical perspective, that he was keeping her in the dark until he felt you were a guarantee / lockdown. There is no other reason for him to have kept that charade going for so long. He needed a backup in case you didn't work. The level of deception it takes to maintain a lie like that for almost a year would frankly terrify me. Was he ever going to tell you? That may show how easily he could lie to you and you would have never known. Only you know your relationship, but I would think long and hard about the length of that timeline, all the motives and effort it takes to maintain that deception, and what it says about your husband's character. I, 20F, have been dating my BF, 20M, for 2 years but he still hasn't told his parents about us. What do I do? I, 20F, have been dating my BF, 20M, for a little over 2 years now. He hasn't told his parents we're dating. What should I do? Too long didn't read, at the bottom. Sorry for the long read and any grammar mistakes. English isn't my first language. I met my boyfriend in high school and we were friends since then. I had a crush on him back in freshman year but nothing developed from then. But after my senior year, he confessed and we started dating. My parents found out almost immediately that we were dating and had no problems with it. But as a few months went by, I questioned why he never told his parents. Turns out, due to religious reasons, his parents doesn't let him date anyone outside of his church. His parents know of me and even suspected that we were dating but he convinced them that we were not. We hang out pretty often as his parents don't care when and where he goes. However, his parents don't allow him to date anyone outside of his church members. He told me that it's because his parents have a high role within the church that if anyone from the church found out, his parents would get kicked out. His parents really care about their religion and it's pretty much a part of their everyday life. This issue lies where I don't know what to do. I understand some people have religious preferences but I personally don't think they should force me to become a church member just so I can date their son. I feel like it's hypocritical of them to do so since one of the reasons why they don't allow their members to date outside of the church is because they're afraid that their members will convert to another religion and so forth. I don't know what to do. I feel like dating for 2 years is a long time but this is pretty much my first serious relationship with someone. I've already talked about it with him but he said that since he's financially dependent on them currently, he can't rebel against them. Yet I feel guilty that he's betraying his mom for me. Should I leave him? Would it be better for the both of us if I did? I'm not sure if I'm rushing things but it's just been occupying my mind for a while. Thanks in advance for the advice. Too long didn't read. Boyfriend has religious parents but can't go against them because he's financially dependent on them. Not sure whether to end it or keep it going. His parents sound like horrible people. Hey, can I just ask if you see this as something long-term? Can you see yourself being with him for the long run, like moving in together, etc., etc.? I would run. Even if he becomes independent enough to rebel against his parents, if you do wind up together, they'll always be around. You'll always be the one that made their baby stray. At 20 years of age, he should be able to at least have a rational discussion with his parents about you. And is he religious at all? Is he going to want to raise children in this faith? Does he want you to covet? These are definitely things to think about before you get too deep into the relationship to turn back. Yes, breaking up with him might help him clarify his thinking about these matters. Maybe he'll sort out his values, find that you are near the top of the list, and be willing to be honest with both you and his parents. If not, it won't be your problem anymore. It's not a good sign that he feels okay with misleading someone because it's in his best interests financially. What happens when he keeps something from you because divorce is expensive? I have learned that trusting someone who is good at leading a double life is not a good risk. My best friend, F, seems incredibly unhappy that I'm, M, in a relationship, M. One of my best friends, F, seems incredibly unhappy that I'm, M, in a relationship, M. I'm in my late 20s, gay, and have long been close friends with a girl from school, Emma. Emma has been in a relationship with a guy, James, for almost a decade now. I'd largely been single over that time. A few years ago James went into a deep depression. He's since become antisocial, doesn't like her friends coming over, and I basically never see him unless I'm at their house. On the rare occasions that he is home while I'm there, he'll make the quickest excuse he can to go into the other room, but more often than not I suspect he consciously stays away while I'm there. I don't know if he specifically takes issue with me or just doesn't want people around generally. I assume the latter or a mix. When I'm there and James is home, there's always a fixed tension in the air when I try to make small talk. Vibe always feels like she's instructed him to stick around and converse for a few minutes to be nice, moments before I arrived. But she acts like there's no issue. It's reached the point where Emma's friends invite me to things as her +1, instead of him, birthdays, weddings, other social events. because we have similar personalities and genuinely enjoy these sorts of gathering, while, according to Emma, James would prefer not to attend. I feel this is an issue for them behind closed doors, but Emma never talks about it anymore, and says all is great between them. About a year ago, I entered into a serious relationship with a really great guy. All of my friends love him, except Emma. She's polite but very reserved around him, which is so out of step with her personality, and he finds her difficult and uncomfortable to talk to as a result. She also makes a lot of snide remarks to me about the relationship. She had a negative response when we moved in together, asks abrupt, inherently negative questions about him like, so does he have any friends? He's naturally very outgoing and friendly. It was an odd thing to ask, and was disapproving when I said we were saving for a house, making some off-the-cuff remark about the dangers of couples buying a place before they're ready for it. She rarely asks about him and hasn't once invited him to an event or expressed an interest in seeing him since the initial meeting. At the start, when I tell her about a minor fight or argument we had, she'd fixate on it months after it had passed, bringing it up in conversations later with faux concern. It's reached the point where I don't want to tell her anything personal about us, which leaves me with generic small talk. I don't know if her comments about my relationship stem from feeling betrayed that I'm less available as her fill-in partner at events, whether she's jealous that we met relatively late in life, while it seems the person she met 10 years ago is no longer the person she's currently with, or whether there's simply some glaring dislikable trait in my partner that I'm unable to see. I'd be open to this, but not one of my other friends act like this, and he's very integrated into their lives, etc. I know I need to bring it up with her, if only to say her comments are kind of shitty and that I feel like I can't talk to her about my life anymore. But I want to understand where her head is at, and I don't want to potentially damage the friendship either. She tends to go on the defensive a lot, particularly over her partner, and I'm just at a loss for how to approach it. Too long didn't read. I'm in a new relationship and a close friend of mine is disapproving. She's been in a much longer relationship that's soured, and I'd always been her stand-in at her social events. Oh honey, she was will and gracing you. Straight women with shitty or no relationship will do this to gay guys because you're safe and at first glance to others, you read as a couple. You became her plus one and sounds like her boyfriend either doesn't like her or doesn't like spending time with her. I think you have a strong read on the dynamics here. She's feeling abandoned by her partner, and replaced by yours, and isn't handling it well. So far, it doesn't seem like she's done anything truly unforgivable, but it's clearly affecting your comfort and happiness in your friendship with her. Suggest concentrating your conversation with her on her bad attitude towards your new partner, rather than trying to fix her relationship. Emphasize that you really care about your partner, that you feel like you can't share your happiness with her because of her attitude, and ask if she'll work with you to establish new boundaries and develop a more welcoming and open mindset towards your new romantic relationship. Please know that you've done nothing wrong. Friendships and relationships change and grow with time, and you have every right to fall in love. You're not her boyfriend, and you're not obligated to be her plus one when her actual significant other doesn't step up to the plate. Good luck. I hope you and your partner are very happy together, and you and Emma can work through this and continue what seems to be a very important friendship.